Okay, so welcome to the next installment of the Massassi Training Temple. In today's episode, I just wanted to begin by saying how cool the graphics are from the Set 17, and also that this quick review of them is kind of a prelude into today's episode, and also into the next ones over a few weeks. So let's get into it. So first off, my three sort of favorite dark side images. I just really like the BB9. Sorry. I think this is just a really nice, a cool image. And yeah, I think it's great. Dark side have finally got a droid that has the Destiny number, or like we see with R2 and BB8. Next, Gar Saxon, another dark side Mandalorian, and he just looks badass, doesn't he? He's cool with black armor with the red, and he's got the horns on his helmet. Yeah, another great addition for your alien decks, especially obviously Shadow Collective, and yeah, just great image again for that. The other one, this is I think my favorite image of the set. I love this picture of the Death Star. The detail in it is great, with the lights on and different shading, and then obviously the laser firing at Jeddah City. I think what I like about this image is because I just really like the Rogue One film. I think it's the best one that's been produced since the originals. A little bit of a tangent. I love all things Star Wars, and if you make it, I will watch it. But the last three saga films, I was a little bit disappointed with. Obviously, the storyline I just don't think was as good. If you're like me and you grew up, reading all the books, the expanded universe, the Thrawn trilogy was ace. That's probably one of my favourite set of books. And then obviously I was a huge fan of the New Jedi Order. I think it would have been cool if Disney had kind of gone down that route. When I think, the Yuuzhan Vong as an enemy are great. They hate technology, so they just destroy everything that's tech. They use obviously animals and like bio suits and stuff, and they can't be felt through the Force, which obviously for Jedi is like the worst kind of enemy they could come across. They're a race of warriors who can't be felt in the Force. They've got armor and the staffs that they use that can't be cut through with a lightsaber. Just makes for a really interesting storyline in that book of how the Jedi and the Republic defend themselves against that enemy, and it's completely different to all the other films. We've had the Death Star twice. Did we really need a Starkiller base? It's essentially another Death Star that shoots multiple planets instead of just one at a time. And just disappointed that for Star Wars films to not have, Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie as the kind of central characters was a bit gutting. For me, they are Star Wars, and yeah. Anyway, that's a tangent. That's also a discussion for another day. I'd love to hear what you think of recent films in the comments below. So feel free to disagree with me or side with me in what you think about the new films. But yeah, going back to the images, I think this one is just cool. I love it. The Death Star blows Jeddah City to pieces. Awesome. So moving on, my next three favourites. Here we go. Has got to be Boba Fett. I mean, this moment in the Mandalorian film, he comes back, he just kicks ass, the stormtroopers, and yeah, these cosplayers who make these outfits, the same with Bo-Katan, I think it's great, and the Gar Saxon, they look like they could have just walked off a film set or the series sets. And for graphics and design team to go out, find these people, or maybe you are one of these people in the suits, I think it's ace. It's so cool because for the longest time we had the V-slips, which made the game carry on, but they were black and white half slips, and then we started getting the kind of semi-half slips that had the titles, but you had to cut out the bit in the middle to fit over some random-ish card. And now we're getting full sleeve, and not just a full sleeve with a dodgy image in the middle, but actual, this could have just been a screenshot from Star Wars. And I think these pictures are just as good to rival the extra stuff that Decipher had, like the Mara Jade image that they did. These are well on par with that, and that's what makes this game so fun, to be able to still play it with new, fresh cards that look great. Also, a side note with these ones, as you can see, I printed them out using the V-Slip creator. Boba Fett, I went for a white border. Bo-Katan and a black border. I can't decide which I like the most. Growing up, I was always a black border fan. Always wanted my cards to be black. And then, coming back to the game though, I don't know, Dark side, still black border, I think. But light side, I have come around to the old white border. And yeah, I can't decide which one I'm going to print out when I build a deck with these guys in. So let me know what you think. Maybe we could do a poll. Is it black border or white border? But anyway, moving on. Like I say, not a fan of the last 3 films, but there were some great moments. This Be With Me section, Rey gathers the Force, take down the Emperor, and she does it with all the other Jedi behind. I mean, that was a pretty cool moment, to be fair. So I love this card they've got with the lightning around Rey. The cosplay character again they've got to play Rey for the picture is great. It just looks like the film. So thanks so much to design and graphics for these. Moving on to the last one, the Rise of Skywalker. The epic lightsaber ignition. I love it. The kind of the sparks, coming off it. It's vaporizing the atmosphere, I guess, as the energy blade comes to life. And it's cool that this picture is a new icon. So watch this space. What's going to happen? Are we going to get more cards that interact together because of the icon? To wait and see, I guess. But yeah, just another cool image, and I think in live play, again, it's just one of those things. It would be cool to put that card down on the table, say the Rise of Skywalker is my start and interrupt, and away we go. So yeah, this was just so cool. So thanks design, thanks graphics for making this game so much fun with these awesome images. So the reason I picked the Rise of Skywalker as well is because it's a kind of a stepping stone into the next section of this video that I want to do. Before we start, there's one question I just wanted to double check, and that was, what was that thing you said about your family, Luke?
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. You have that power too.
That was it. Thanks, Luke. Yes, the Force is strong with the Skywalker family. It's also strong with Star Wars CCG. And because of that, we have a very cool new epic event. So, the Force is strong with my family. Deploy on table at the start of the game and choose reveal corresponding characters from reserve deck. So this is a very cool kind of choose your own champion style of deck building, which I think is definitely more interesting. Having a look through the kind of setup we might want, it's throne room-esque, I guess you'd kind of call it. But anyway, so we've got My Father Has It, which is Anakin and Episode 1 Obi-Wan. We have I Have It, Reflections Luke, so that's Luke Rebel Scout, and VSET 1 Obi-Wan. And then we have You Have That Power Too, which is obviously Rey, and Episode 7 Luke, so Old Man Luke. Your Force generation is +1. You may not deploy non-battleground locations except the saddle and huts, or Jedi except Yoda and the revealed cards. So there's some restrictions there. No Jedi except Yoda and your champion. So no other restrictions, which is good. So you can go, Alien, Republic, Resistance, whatever you want, Rebel. Just no Jedi. So that's cool. And then if you just initiate battle involving a Skywalker, or if opponent's Sidious just lost from table, may retrieve 1 force. So the goal of the deck is battling, I think, is what we're kind of looking at. Get that force retrieval going with a Skywalker. So we can't, apart from I Have It, we can't obviously play Jedi Luke in the other two, although you got Episode 7 Luke. In the My Father Has It, there's plenty of ability 5 non-Jedi Lukes we could choose from. So, we've got Luke, Anakin, Leia. She fits in any of these builds for force retrieval. You could do Shmi Skywalker if you wanted to. She's pullable, so maybe you want to get her out on the table. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is we're going to build a deck today based on the My Father Has It text. And then over the next week, I'm going to play as many games as I can with it, get a feel for the build, see, what it's like. So that for the next episode, next weekend, I'm going to do a review on what I found with it. And then we'll build the I Have It and repeat over the next week or two for the other 2 parts. So, let's see. My Father Has It. We've got Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now, our initial start is obviously going to be, you have to deploy the new slave quarters first. It says deploys only as a starting location. And then if you choose My Father Has It on your Skywalker Epic event, download Your Thoughts Dwell on Your Mother. So a nice 2-0 to start with. And then this is the effect. Your Thoughts Dwell on Your Mother. Deploy on the slave quarters once per turn. May deploy Anakin's lightsaber. Download Anakin's lightsaber, or lose a force to deploy it from lost pile. It's kind of that I am your father text that we see in Hunt Down. So it's cool. There's no fear of losing Anakin's lightsaber except from Grievous or Weapon Lev, I guess. But that's kind of cool. Means we just need to play 1 lightsaber. We've got it readily available. The second part, if Anakin just drawn for Destiny, may take him into hand to cancel and cause a redraw. This is cool. So this just says for Destiny, so we could draw Sense and Alter Destiny. What else? Sense and Alter. First Aid. Lana Dobreed. I don't think it's Lana Dobreed, the lightsaber one, but you know what I mean. Nap and Leeds Destiny, and then obviously Battle and Weapon Destinies. It also doesn't say once per turn, so if there's a couple of Anakins in your deck, you could always, if you draw enough Destiny, you might be able to draw them all into your hand. So nice way of getting the ones out. So here we are, and then obviously the Rise of Skywalker is your starting interrupt. So if your location was a Skywalker one, which it is, deploy The Force is strong with my family and 2 effects that deploy for free and are always immune to alter. Place interrupt in reserve deck, and and the extra feature you get is you can peek at your force pile. It's nice Destiny 5 that goes back in your deck. So, only 2 effects. Obviously, you get this one as a freebie. We're on Tatooine, so I think the obvious starting build, I guess, is to play Speak. I must be allowed to speak when you can search your use pile. And Jedi Business is the other one I'm thinking, because that will pull Mos Espa, Tatooine, and it'll get out your lightsabers for Obi-Wan. However, I want to kind of do a half and half space and ground deck with this, so I'm gonna go with Jedi Business. So let's chuck that in. But then I'm gonna use it to pull Malice there. Should be this one. And I'm also gonna play Get to Your Ships, which is the matching pilot effect. Squadron Assignments is the one you see most played, but I like this image, so there are 2 effects that we're going to start with this, and then so characters, we definitely want Anakin. Now we've got the new Jedi Knight Anakin, who is a tank when he's armed with lightsabers. Power 7, defense value 8, immune restriction less than 6, and you can lose 2 force to add a battle destiny. So he's pretty solid, but he does deploy for a lot. So I think I'm just going to go with 1 of him, but 2 of his younger self, because he deploys for 5, and he gets the great text of adding 1 to his battle and weapon destiny draws. So thinking you can drop this guy for cheap, he initiates battle for free as well, which is cool. Swing a lightsaber, hit some dudes, clear them with a decent destiny draw, and then he can just go in the bin if they draw 4 more. You know, he forfeits for 8 as well, which is cool. So you know, he covers 13 damage on his own. So I think, yeah, you can deploy Anakin, give him his lightsaber, clear a couple of guys, hopefully a full sight, and then just put him in the bin. And the next turn, or in subsequent turns, if you've got another one, just deploy him and chuck his lightsaber on him from lost pile. So we're going to go with that. Obviously we want Mr. Kenobi. Which is General Kenobi. So we want 2 of him. Lightsaber wise, you know, Qui-Gon's lightsaber is always probably the best one. Doesn't add to force drains, but it makes guys forfeit 0, and Obi-Wan can pull it. You could also deploy it with that. Our other guy is Yoda. So nice Destiny 4 Yoda. And we're going to put in a Jedi lightsaber because Business pulls it and it can go on any of these characters. So you can give Yoda a lightsaber. Because Business pulls the lightsabers, you don't necessarily need to use Obi-Wan's text. So I'm also going to chuck in a Rex, because he's just the dude. Okay, so Kenobi is a general, so let's play some leaderships. I'm going to go with 3 because I want to get Obi-Wan. You know, Obi-Wan with Rex, slap a lightsaber on him at an episode 1 battleground location. You're looking at 2 destiny, 2 weapons. So yeah, I want to get him out quickly. So we're going to do that. If we're playing leaderships, then I want General Leia. General Leia is cool because obviously she's a Skywalker, so she retrieves your force when you battle with her, and she's a resistance agent, and when you battle with her at a battleground site, you will get a force retrieval as well. So that's 2 force swing. Let's put her blaster in because it's just the balls. Okay, now before we go on with any more ground package, I want to start the space stuff. So it's got to be Luke. I'm going to go with 2 Rebellion's Hopes. We also want red 5 because that's immune. Excuse me. And then Luke's best friend would be Red Squadron 1 and Wedge. And finally, let's do the Falcon because it's cool for Rey. And do 2 Reys because she's just amazing. That also means we want Solo. And Chewie. And obviously these 3 guys, get the Force Retrieval with Leia because they're Resistance characters. More synergy. Right, okay, so that's kind of space. If we're going to space with X-Wings, why not do some cannon? We can always cut this if we need to. But I like cannons, Destiny 5, and they just pretty much blow anything out of the sky. Okay, in order to get our space, we're going to need to spin. So let's do 4 spins for a second. Anyone who's watching this who's good at deck building, you're probably screaming at me, telling me this is going to be pathetic, but I like to just throw stuff together and see what happens. So here we go. What are we up to? 38 cards already. So extra. What else do we need? Oh yeah, the new now this is pod racing. So this is the kind of newer interrupt that goes with these builds. So during battle, add 1 to opponent's just drawn destiny, or to your just drawn weapon destiny. So again, with the Anakin, you can, if he's got a lightsaber, you hit swinging at destiny +3 with his text and this. So you're not going to miss much, really, I don't think. Or if your thoughts dwell on your mother on table, you can take into hand the nightclub or Skywalker hut. So let's put 4 of these in because this is part of the activation package. So we want the Skywalker hut, which is this one. This is another cool location we got, a new one. 2-0, and once per turn you can deploy Shmi or C-3PO. So Shmi's a Skywalker if you really wanted to put her in. Let's get 3PO with part showing because he's just like the best droid. Okay. More activation we are definitely going to need. So we can't deploy non-battleground locations. So if you play Wisa, we can get the battle planes, but we can't get Boss Nass's chamber out. There is another interrupt that came out with set 17 that's sort of another location puller, which is this one, Return of the Jedi. Unless the Jedi Master communing, so you can't play this in communing decks unless it's Obi-Wan. You can grab Obi-Wan's hut, Obi-Wan's journal, or a card with Mentor Untitled. For this build, cards with Mentor aren't going to really do much. Yeah, because there's only 2. Or during a battle, if non-Episode 1 Obi-Wan with a Dark Jedi or community add a battle destiny. So that text is mute in this build. You could pull the hut or Obi-Wan's journal. It's only Destiny 3, which I'm not a huge fan of. And also we've got 2 non-battlegrounds already, and only space as a battleground. So I know we're going to be going to probably my opponent's sites, but I think having 2 battlegrounds is sort of a necessity especially if you want to retrieve Force, you need to satisfy cowards. So I am going to play Weeses because they're Destiny 5. Just going to do 3 of them. And then we're going to use the Naboo Battle Plains as our location. So yeah, I'm going to do 3 of these and 4 of these because I want to get this Skywalker Hut and 3PO out on table quickly. And then you can start cycling, these decent Destiny 5s back to find your characters. So we're up to 48, so we're at 12 cards left. So let's put in one more character. I was just thinking was Lando. Destiny 5 adds Destiny, always good. And also Hera, because she's a mint pilot and potentially adds a Destiny, because everyone plays Imperials, pretty much. Okay, so let's put some interrupts in. Cards that I always like to put in, if I can, they're tracking us. Got Hear Me Baby. We need Sorry. Let's do, I like to do 1 of each because it improves your Destiny, and the amount of times I want to sorry about the mess for the control phase rather than during battle sort of action. We want Blaster Deflection. We want Clash. We want... Oh, this is where my mind goes blank, but let's do Jedi Concentration and a Jedi's Resilience, because we're playing guys with lightsabers. Especially with Anakin's, you could lose Anakin with a lightsaber, Jedi Resilience him back into your hand, and then next turn deploy him, get his lightsaber back. I think it's quite nice, and it's Destiny 6. So, also, I've always loved this image. These 4, I think, I always want to put them in my deck just because I love these scenes. Luke's Cloud City battle duel with Vader is one of my favourite parts of all Star Wars films. So yeah, I love these pictures, but that's getting sidetracked. We're up to 58. Okay, let's do First Aid because disarmed is a big thing, and this also lets you move, and it saves you from Dr. E. What else do we want? We want Doomed, which means we want Harjix. Just trying to decide whether to play these 2 or to play the Out of Nowhere combo. Obviously it's not pullable, but you can play this to add a Destiny of any of your space guys. I am 1 card over already, so could do that. The only thing is, this is the occupation you'll be dead ping thing, so I think I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to lose a spin. I think 3 spins is enough. Definitely want 4 of those, 3 of those for the activation, because even with all sights out, you're looking at 1 for the epic event, 2 for that side, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 for yourself is 10. Okay. Well, that's 60 cards. There's probably tons of other stuff I could put in, but I'm drawing a blank. It's like 6:30 this morning, and I've not been awake long. So I'm going to save it there. I'm going to call it the Anakin. Anakin Saga. Save. Yeah, right then. Okay, let's see if we can get some games and see what happens. So before we go, just reset the deck so you can get a good look at how it sort of has come together with the characters all nicely in order thanks to Jump. So thanks for watching this week. Stay tuned for next week's episode where I'll be doing a review of this this deck. I probably will make some changes during the week, so I'll have some things to discuss next weekend about it. And also building the Luke section of the epic event. So until next week, thanks for tuning in again this weekend, and may the Force be with you.